got to be equally yoked. Like, he got to make as much money as I make.
How much money he got to make, Carly?
Close to 100 grand. I'm just saying, we got to be equally yoked. I bring a lot to the table. I make money in a lot of different ways. My businesses, we gotta come with the same things.
Okay, so have you ever been in a relationship with a man that makes 100K?
Never been in a relationship with him, but been in a relationship with guys under what I make, and it didn't work.
Okay.
Peace. Pre-select thoughts. Back here with another video. Yo, bang that subscribe button. As we grow, as we build the plane, you could say you was here from day one, throughout all the dustiness, throughout all the ashiness, as we're upgrading the technology, as we're gaining experience on the mic. You could say you was here from day one. Yo, shout out to y'all. Let's get it.
Hi, Kendra.
Hey, boo. What I said? It's the whole family.
Yeah.
It's the whole family, child.
This my director at Illinois Media School. If you want a man, I need you. I was on. I'm gonna come back with my update, but I need you to get her in.
Oh.
Nope. No, that's not how it works. Kendra is not the fairy relationship mother. You have to be in a position to be a wife to find a husband. Or you're gonna find men who just want to have fun with you. And I can tell from the very beginning of this show that she is not looking for a husband. She is looking for a man to have fun with her. Because husbands, black men who are husband material, look at you and will look completely past you. The hair, the makeup, the lipstick, the Foot Locker shirt. Absolutely not. But let's get back into it. Maybe I jumped the gun. Let's find out.
Okay, so you're doing it for your teacher.
Yes, my director. We go to Illinois Media School. Tony's going on teacher right now.
All right, so you guys, where are you located?
Downtown Chicago.
Okay, all right, so put the camera on her face so I can see her full face. All right, there we go. Okay, I can see your full face. All right, what's your name, baby?
Hey, I'm Carly.
Carly.
And I don't want to be that man. I really don't. It looks like you haven't taken yourself seriously. Why would a man want to take you seriously? A man of substance. Maybe you can get a low value man, a lower caliber man, a below average man. But even my average men don't deserve this. My average man deserves a woman who is fit, feminine, and cooperative. And a natural woman. They don't want a woman who is not herself. So when all of that makeup and hair and stuff come off, what do you really look like? How healthy is your hair? And if it is healthy, then why you ain't showing it off? These are things that men of substance think about. From average to above average, again, I wouldn't even want my average men dealing with this. So if you don't take yourself seriously, what kind of man do you think is going to take you seriously? For a marriage, for a relationship?
Where you calling me from, Carly?
Chicago.
Chicago. How old are you, Carly?
I am 47.
47. What you do for a living?
So I'm director of admissions at Illinois Media School, and I'm also boss lady +2. I do radio, TV, and podcast.
Okay, you out here with it. Okay. So you're director of administration at Illinois Media School, and then you also do a podcast and radio too, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, media girl. What's your zodiac sign, Carly?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio, you have any children?
I have 2, and my youngest is 17, and he's gonna be gone from the house, so I need a man.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I just love how in our community, our parents are so quick to ship the children away from the house. She just assumed that he's just gonna be gone, just gonna go to college and be on campus for 4 years, and then after the 4 years, he's gonna get his own spot. He ain't gonna never come home, just done at 17. That's unrealistic. The majority of the time, the children come home because it's too expensive in America for entry level. And 2, they have to gain experience. The American trope is the son, typically the son goes to work, he becomes successful, and then he loses his job and he has to come back to stay in his mother's basement until he gets back on his feet. That's an American trope for a reason. And that's a man in his 30s, early 30s, late 20s. You're talking about a 17-year-old. Let's be realistic here. In our community, we have to stop being so quick to kick our children. I don't want to say kick them out the house, but that's what it feels like. They're so quick to expedite the child leaving when he's not ready.
Okay, how old are both of your kids?
So 26 and 17.
26, 17. Both by the same man?
No.
No. Have you ever been married?
No.
Never.
No. Okay. So we got Carly, Chicago, 47, Scorpio, director of media at Illinois Media School. Also does podcast and TV. Mom to two, 26, 17, never married.
And again, I am so tired of our woman coming to the dating market looking for a black man who is about his business, a black man who has substance and discipline and is looking to evolve the community and earth. I am so tired of our woman coming to that man with a lesser man's children, having to foot the bill for that family that was failed, when he has a whole community he has to uplift and evolve, and a whole world at that. So he needs his woman to uplift him, to be his haven, not a woman who has problems, who has drama, who has damage, who has prior kids from prior relationships. That's more work for him. That's unnecessary work. When the woman is supposed to be the helpmate, not the opposite. You're not supposed to be taking away. You're supposed to be adding to. And when you come to this kind of caliber of man, looking like this, having the history you have, not being married, not being disciplined enough to have children within a confinement of marriage, but now you want this man who has worked on himself to come and do what for you? This is typically why we see a pattern of these kind of caliber of women with lesser than average men. It's a pattern for a reason, because these men are sick and tired of bad deals. And if you are a bad deal, you get a bad deal. You get a lesser man, and that's facts.
What kind of man you looking for, Carly girl?
Girl, I'm looking for a spiritual man and a man that's willing to be coachable. Okay, if you're willing to be coachable, then we can talk. Okay, because I'm a coach.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Off gate, you're looking for a lesser than average man, because even an average man does not want to be coached. He wants to be the one to coach you. Again, it's God, man, woman, child. We report up. So a man that is worth something, even an average man is not going to be okay with this deal. A below average man in his nature will not be okay with this deal, but he does not have another option because he may need a place to stay. He may need some extra funds because he's a low value man. He's a lower than average man. But I'm sure you don't want that man. I'm sure you do not want a man who is a lower than average man. I'm sure you want at least average or better. But what man that is worth something, who is helping aid in the flourishment of our nation, is going to want to come home or deal with a woman who is coaching him? What man wants to be in a relationship with a woman like this? And I could have guessed that she was going to be the type of woman when she had the referee shirt on. No, absolutely not. So you're going to be relegated, especially with your prior relationship history, your health, the makeup and all of this fake stuff. You're in the sweet spot of dealing with a low value man, a low caliber man, or a below average man. And honestly, I wouldn't even want my below average brothers to deal with this. Just being honest.
You want to coach the man?
I'm just saying, I've been single for 7 years. I found myself. So I need to make sure that he found himself. So let's talk about it.
In what ways do you want to coach this man, Carly?
In business. Like, I want to create businesses. I want to create a corporation, a nonprofit. So that's the direction that I'm going in.
That sounds like a business partner.
That's what I want.
Do you want a business partner?
You want a business partner, but you want to be the boss of that business relationship. You want to be the one to call the shots, make the moves, do the networking, and you want him to console you. The kind and caliber of man that I'm sure you want for this business relationship, because to have a business, to operate and to build a business, first of all, the average man can't do that. So a below average man can't do that. So you're going to be looking for a man that you can literally dictate his life. But you're not going to be happy because that man is not going to be a man of substance. He's going to be out here undisciplined like a motherfucker. I don't understand why black women want such an equal relationship when life is not equal. When men have to report in the God in him, understanding that intrinsically we know something is wrong, we know we should not do this, and we don't do it even though we may want to, it's because we report up. I don't understand why our women want a more equal, balanced relationship when the kind and caliber of men that they want will never go for that. But yet they will fight tooth and nail to be equal to a man, to stand beside the man and be equal, when throughout history, throughout human existence, that has never happened. We always reported up. We always understood that the woman stands behind us, not because she is subservient, so that she is protected. But with that protection, with that level of security that we give them, it also comes with a level of responsibility for her and the children, which again, is why we report up. But it seems like black women still want that, but they also want to be able to make decisions, be the boss, have a more equal relationship, but then we'll want a man who is above average. It doesn't work. And it never have.
That also you have sex with and is your man.
So first I want to be able to trust him, so I want a best friend.
Okay.
Secondly, I want a business partner. And thirdly, I want a husband. That in that order.
Okay, so you gotta be able to trust you, business partner, and then you want to be your husband.
There you go.
And the fact that she said in that order lets you know that she is not prioritizing being a wife. She is prioritizing getting this money and enjoying life. But the rules and regulations and that's in the confinement of her marriage, she's not interested in that.
So,
what are your deal breakers?
Not being spiritual or having a spiritual connection.
Okay.
And again, our women, when they speak about God-fearing men, they typically want a man to be spiritual. Hence why a lot of our women say they want a spiritual man, because religion implies rules and regulations, and our women are lawless. They do not want rules, but they want you to love God. How can you love God but not obey the rules and commandments that he laid for you? And this is what I'm saying. And this is why it's God, man, woman, child, because men understand to love God, we have to abide by the rules of the universe, or else you're just talking out the side of your neck. But our women are so rebellious to us and to God, to where they still love God, but they don't love the rules that he put in place. And that's crazy.
I have a spiritual connection. Does he have to? That's it.
And we got to be equally yoked. Like, he got to make as much money as I make.
Exactly. The equality of a relationship. Can't make it up. You cannot make it up. I knew it was going to come because I know my woman. I deal with a lot of black women in general. I was raised in a family with all women. I know my woman. So I knew before she even said it that she is looking for an more equal relationship. When the black men that most women want, equality is not a thing. You can't be equal with these men, because these men don't require you to pay bills. They require you to sit your ass down somewhere, be pure, don't embarrass him, and raise the culture in the family. That's unequal by definition. We all have our roles. But our women want to be bosses so damn bad in a relationship that they're going to die on this shit. They're going to die on this want, black men. And the only way we can change this is if we change our community. That's facts.
How much money he gotta make, Carly?
Close to 100 grand.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I just did a video talking about a 70-year-old black woman, elder, wanting a man that's over 6 feet tall and that makes up to 100K. And you can't make it up. I'm going to put the video somewhere around here. You can't make it up. Another black woman wanting a top 7% man. They don't understand money. They don't understand that you can. provide for a family of 4 off of an average American income, 40 to 60K, while the woman is still working full or part-time. So you want to be a boss, you can still work. But I don't understand why our women want and is willing to die on having a top 5% man. I understand wanting the best. I know black women want the best for themselves. But we have to be realistic. We have to understand that an average man who makes the culture and the society run, who maintain the society, those are good, decent men who you can build a family with. But because they don't make top 5% money, these men are overlooked. And it's honestly sad. It's honestly sad. And this is why these men are taking their average American money and dating other races of women, other ethnicities from other cultures, because these other women understand that they can build a family off of average American income like everybody else. But our women, we see an over representation of black women who want a man that's over 6 feet tall and that makes over $100,000 a year. And it's crumbling our community.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this. We got to be equally yoked. I bring a lot to the table. I make money in a lot of different ways. My businesses, we gotta come with the same thing.
Okay.
That's your fault. That's your fault that you make all of that money. Because a man who makes all of that quote unquote money, he is looking for a woman that he can sit down and have his children and raise his children and raise the culture in his house. He's not looking for a woman who is going out there working 40, 50, 60 hours like he is, who don't have time to raise the household culture. So this is a dilemma that black women who earn have to understand. They have to understand that these kind and caliber of men who also make equal money as you are not looking your way because you're too dominant, you're too controlling, and you will not have time for him and the family. And that's a fact.
Okay, so have you ever been in a relationship with a man that makes 100K?
Never been in a relationship with him, but been in a relationship with guys under what I make, and it didn't work.
Okay.
Again, you can't make it up. So she's never been with these kind of caliber of men because these men ain't checking for you for a reason. What I just laid out. They want fit, feminine, cooperative, pure and natural, childless. And you're none of that. Well, hence why you never dealt with these men. But then you do not want to deal with below average earners or average earners because you're going to be in control of them in the relationship and they're still men. That's why it didn't work out, because you want to control them because you make more, but yet they're still men at the end of the day. So black women, you have a lot to think about when it comes to your earning potential.
So now let's just speak about this in a logical, not saying this what happened. But okay, you're saying you never dated a guy, exclusive relationship that made 100K. If that guy doesn't want to date you back, do you just never want to date again?
No, I'm looking for a business partner, like I said, and for someone to be in. I'm about to be an empty nester, so I want a
I
man.
understand that, but I want to just have this logical conversation. So you're telling me you've never dated this man that you just described. So if this man never comes to want to date you back, are you saying you'll have nothing?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm willing, but I want that to be the case. But I'm willing to work with someone.
You are willing. Okay, so because you said he has to be equally yoked financially, which was 100K.
Yeah.
So would you date a man that made less than 100K?
Somewhere between 80 and 100K.
She's delusional. She's delusional as all hell. Because even those men, she's going to look at those men as less than because she makes more than them. And they are above average earners. I think it's like 12% of men make 80K. These are exceptional men. And she is still going to look down on them because they make less than her. And what man who is building himself up to conquer the world wants to deal with that? Hell, even average men who go to work, come home, go to work, come home, get a good retirement, even they don't want to have to deal with a woman like this. They want peace.
Okay, but again, are these men trying to date you though, Carly? This is what I'm trying to ask you. No. I don't want you to sit and wait for this guy. What if he doesn't come and try to date you? Then what do you do?
Then I just gotta stay single. I don't know what to do at that point. I mean,
when men come in my comment section talking about, oh, I don't, what you expect a woman to want. Understand, they're willing to die alone than deal with an average man. An average American man who makes America run, who makes the society run, who builds the society. The average American black man, she will not date. So to the men in my comment section who say, oh, well, what is a woman supposed to want? Y'all go too hard on women. She is effectively discarding 90% of black men in our community. And that's not talking about looks. That's not talking about height. That's not talking about anything else, just strictly income. And these average American black men who help maintain society, this is why other races of women are stealing black men, because they see our women coming to us unfit, unnatural, with lesser men's children. They see this and they say, okay, well, I'll just take your man because I'm better than that. I know how to cater and I know how to treat your man. And I understand that the black man is the most cooperative man out of all races of men because of our gynocentric community. Because of us being raised by women, we are the most compassionate and cooperative men, on top of being physical and all these other things. This is why other races of women are gunning for black men. And even though the black man is at the bottom economically, we're still the number 2 most wanted men behind white men because of our mindset, because of our mentality, and because of our physicality. So black women, you have to understand that if you're overlooking the average rank and file black man, but the above average man is uninterested, then yes, you will die alone, like she said. And again, black men, understand, she is okay with dying alone than to be with 90% of men in our community. That's sad.
I can't. I know that I'm gonna have to build somebody. I know that I'm gonna have to get through some other things to get to
Well,
that.
you also said you wanted to coach someone. So this is why, for me, it's kind of confusing, because you said you want a man that you have to coach. So
our women have trauma. They don't know what they want. And shout out to Kendra G. And I said this before and I'll say it again. Kendra has her moments. But when she is challenging the wants of black women, black men, as we build our own media, we have to have black women's back who echo our sentiment, because this will change the mindset of our women. So yes, Kendra has her moments. But shout out to you, Kendra, for putting the fire to these women in their wants, because it makes no sense. The math does not math. They want one thing, but then the next thing that they want contradicts the prior thing that they said. How do you want a man that's coachable, but you want a man that's already there? Because you don't want to build a man up. So shout out to Kendra. Black men, we have to, through our media and through our unification, we have to back these women up. And that's a fact. But let's get back into it.
To me, I thought maybe you would be open-minded to a man that potentially didn't make as much. I know this is a big thing in my black women community, the mildly estimate. But the question I have to just ask is, what if that man doesn't want you back? Then what happens?
So again, I can take the little bit less in the salary and be willing to be coached.
No, not a little bit less, a lot less. $50K a year, an average man. Black women, what is so bad about an average man? 5'10", 50K, 5 inches. A God-fearing man, a man that ain't gonna cheat on you. A man that's gonna love you and love the family. A man of substance. But because he's not a top 1% guy, you'd rather die by yourself? This makes absolutely no sense.
You willing to be coached up, then we can work with something.
Okay, you gotta be coached up. Okay, so 80K is like what you would.
80K.
80K. I'm sorry, 60K. Sorry, 60K. Carly can't do shit with you. Okay, she can't do shit with you if you got 60K. 80K, she can boss you up to 100K. Okay, does he have to look a certain way?
And this is why I say, black men, this is why we have to level up. This is why we have to practice group economics. Because if we were in control of our community and our community's business, our women would not be allowed to talk like this, or they would have to go elsewhere. They would get ostracized. by the women of the group because the women are being taken care of, and by the men of the group because you're talking down to the very men who is building the community?
Not really at this point. I'm not looking for looks. I'm looking for substance.
Okay. Do we got to make a certain amount of money?
I mean, we talked about that like the.
Oh yeah, we got that. You're right. We went there early. Now it's time for the Kendra Cam. The Kendra Cam is when you stand up and we see your full body. Okay. Let me see this outfit, girl.
You get to the shoe too, okay? Because that's a short booty, a Ralph Lauren booty, okay?
So on top of being bossy, not being a man's piece, you're also coming unfit and undisciplined. This is a bad deal.
Rain boot.
Don't play with Chicago.
Don't play.
Don't play. She said, make sure you get the boots. Okay? Make sure you get the boots. All right, Carly, when was your last relationship?
7 years.
7 years. 7 years ago. Why do you think you've been single for 7 years?
Just trying to build myself. Don't want to be broken. Don't want to go into another relationship with a whole bunch of baggage. Building my brand, Boss Lady Plus 2. I'm trying to get to TV. And so I just been building my brand and focus on me.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
Maybe like a little bit under 2 months.
Under 2 months. Okay.
No, God, please, no.
This is why black women are willing to die on their wants, because there are still men who are willing to sleep with that. This is why a woman will die on their wants, because they're still getting their needs taken care of. They have their own money, and they still have someone scratching their itch. This is sad.
Okay, a little bit under 2 months. Is that guy an option?
I thought, but I don't think.
You don't think that?
And now you're coming to the next man with more trauma, because our women, they don't know how to pick. So now they're dealing with a man that has more trauma, more experience off of the rest of the bullshit that's going on with your life. Now you're adding more, and they're going to keep adding more and keep gaining experience and keep living this life while still simultaneously looking for that same man of substance. Then wonder why he ain't never coming.
What 3 flaws you have to work on, Carly?
3 things I have to work on?
Yes.
Bending, being able to bend, because I know what
I hope you mean like physically.
don't want to accept right now, so being able to bend.
I hope you mean like literally, like exercise. That's what men say is something that you need to work on. So if you don't say that, and the men that you want are saying fit and feminine, if you don't say that, then it's a problem. So let's get back into it.
A little bit. Secondly, I need to work on my mouth, because I'll probably say something that, when you make me mad, it come out so fast. I'm working on calming down and thinking and counting to 10 before I respond. And then.
So on top of everything else I laid out, and this is why I say even average and below average men don't deserve a woman that's overweight, not authentic, not natural, and he has to deal with a mouth all day. So after coming home from a long day's work, from conquering the world or to maintaining the society that we built, I have to come home to a woman's mouth and her nagging me to death into an early grave. I wouldn't put that on my below average brothers. What man wants to deal with that? Peace, ladies, black women. A man wants peace. You don't want to hear your mouth all the time. Especially not coming back from maintaining the society. You know what I'm saying? Even the average men, the men who maintain society, I wouldn't put that on them. But you want a man that is a 1% man. A man that's making 100K. And all this other stuff. That man, that's why you haven't dealt with that man. These kind of caliber men see you from a mile away and they go the other way.
The third thing, maybe just work on a little bit more. I approach men. I need to maybe let men approach me.
Okay. You approach men, let men approach you. And you said now you want a guy you can trust, a business partner, than your husband. So you want to be a wife.
Yes.
What qualities do you think make you a wife?
Intelligent. I can communicate.
No.
I'm willing. Like I'm willing to compromise. And like I do a lot. I own a lot. So I bring a lot to the table.
She owns a lot. She brings a lot to the table.
No, God, please, no.
You just said a bunch of stuff that men don't care about. And this is what I'm saying. Our black women do not understand us. They don't understand us. They don't get us. And I'm starting to think that they don't even care to understand us and get us. They want what they want. And this is why pre-select men of value and high value men are just going to continue to have fun and not take anything seriously. And then once they're ready for marriage, they go to other cultures and other places of the world. This is what I'm saying to my average black man. This is why you need to level up, because black women are not changing. They're not changing. But if you level up, if we get our community in a better economical position, and we all on average have more money in our pockets, and we can dictate the culture, I will put a stop to all of this.
Okay, let's do it. We got Carly, Chicago, 47, Scorpio, director at Illinois Media School, also has a podcast. Her ambitions is television. Mom of two, 26 and 17. Oh, because the guy have kids.
Not little kids.
Not
little kids. If they under 10,
Look at this. Look at this. You can't make this shit up. They want the perfect man. All of them. 100% of black women. And look how she would turn her nose up at these men. No little kids. The black woman's wants compared to what they offer is so unfair. But then again, they wonder why they can't find these men, and the only men that are attracting them are lower, below average black men. And they wonder why. Because they don't get us, they don't understand us, and then on top of that, they want what they want. You heard her, nope, she don't want that. She turned her nose up. Look at her nose. Look at her nose turned up. Look at her eyes. Look at her face. She is disgusted by that man. You can't make this shit up.
So no kids under 10. All right, well, let's do it. How can the guy reach out to you, baby?
they can find me at Facebook, Carly.
Yeah, we don't care. We don't care. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments, though. And after you let me know what you think in the comments, check out this next video or this next video. Let's continue the conversation, and I'll catch y'all over there. You guys stay blessed and stay pre-selected. Peace.